This little bit box, you've probably seen this as I go along when I'm fishing articles or doing any work with the EMAG. There's a massive array of bits and pieces in here. I've got a hair measure, which again I wouldn't be without. Normally I use this here in my tackle room when I'm preparing the hairs. Hair gauge, that I can actually use it to get the hair the exact right length. Again, when I'm fishing double corn, 3 bits of corn, a big bit of meat, a single 8mm pellet, double 8mm pellet, the hair obviously has to be different lengths to accommodate each bait. And this is a handy little tool. Again, it's from Solar, which is a fantastic little gadget, perfect for when you want to get everything dead right. I'm a bit of a perfectionist where my gear's concerned, and this just aids me when I want to just get the length of the hair absolutely perfect. Going on, got the baiting needles here. I use the Ringer's range of baiting needles. They do the drills, the baiting needles, the push stop needles. Absolutely superb. I've got a few Drennan ones in there as well. Right the way down to the stops that I use for my waggler. Like I say, I've got a few of the Drennan ones. A few of the Guru ones that are really tight. If I do happen to use slightly lighter mainline, which I'm not a fan of, but they're real tight on 8-pound line, which is absolutely perfect. You don't want anything sliding around. Right the way down to my hair stops, little swivels, beads, feeder beads. I've even got a little cutter here, which I made. This was for Westwood Lakes. There's quite a few Dougal's on the far bank, and I actually made it so that it screws onto where my pole cup goes. I've got a nice little Stanley blade there, and this just flicked up against the Dougal's can just trim off any little bits that are sticking over that can really impede you or hamper you when you're fishing close to the far bank. For those of you that saw me at Westwood, you'll see the amount of attention I put into finding a bit that was nice and clear, angler friendly, but it has to be the right depth. If the only place in your peg that is the right depth has got a few Dougal's hanging around, this little guy can definitely clear the path for you to be able to strike easy, pop baiting easy, and ultimately catch a lot more fish. So like I say, there's really is a multitude of things. I've got all my pellet cones here, Ringer's ones again, small pellet cones. I've got a little device here for when I'm fishing hemp. It's just an old pole float with the sharpened wire. This just pushes through and enables me to hook the hemp perfectly. Like I say, I've got some meat punches. It really is a little bit of a little box of tricks when I go fishing, especially in the winter, because the baiting needles, the pellet cones, the bait punches, little bits and pieces like that. It can all just be placed shut on the bait tray, and you can just pick it up as and when you need anything. But like I say, I think it's really important to have a little box of tricks like this. Like I say, I've got my swivels, my float attachments. All my rods, yes, are made up here in my tackle room, put in made up holders. Any mishaps, you can get cut off, your line can snap, anything can happen. You need a little box like this that you can just get out, quickly set up again and be back fishing. Like I say, I wouldn't be without this, and this is just kept in the bottom of my box, out of the way. I'll just pop everything back in there. There you go, and that goes in there.